It is a great day in South Carolina, and I am telling you, if you have not been inside Half Moon Outfitters, everybody's got to walk back through the store before you leave, because it is one of the treasures that we have in South Carolina. And you know, when we talk about South Carolina, our end goal is, you look at businesses like this, it's 95% of our economy is small businesses. And our goal is to make sure that at the end of the day, they have as much cash flow as possible. Because if they have cash flow, they will hire more people, they will expand their business. So when we look at that, what we have always tried to do in South Carolina is, how do we move it forward? We've moved South Carolina forward in jobs. We've moved South Carolina forward in business climate. We've moved South Carolina forward in education. We're continuing to move South Carolina forward in transportation. In all these ways that we're moving it forward, what we have to remember is energy is a big part of that. This was a big deal. When you think about this solar energy bill, you first have to say, how do we make sure that South Carolina is a good quality of life place to live? Options. We have to have options. And what we had was a lot of barriers that stood in our way when it came to solar energy. Then you look at the fact that we always want to find as many domestic resources as we can when it comes to energy. That's not a South Carolina issue, that's a national issue. And that's something we want to always keep at the forefront. Thirdly, you know I don't like to lose. And when you look at North Carolina and you look at Georgia, they've been doing pretty well when it comes to solar energy, and they don't have any more sun than we do. So the goal is to always make sure, what are we doing? Never be satisfied, but what are we doing to move the ball forward? And this bill is a beautiful example because of one person. Senator Greg Gregory made sure all the stars were in alignment by getting the co-ops together, the conservation groups together, the businesses together, utilities together, consumers together, and saying, yes, we can agree on this. And that is no small task, but it's one that they were all very patient with. Everybody behind me and in front of me deserves great credit for this, because remember what this feels like. If we could do this now, we can do it again. And that's the goal, is we have things in common. There are ways we can work together. We got to push to get to that point. So today is a great celebration because South Carolina has now moved forward when it comes to this solar energy bill. We are now removing a lot of barriers that were there before and making it easier to have solar projects in the state of South Carolina. And so